Sometimes what in the Walmart Rapture comes home to roost, and it's a news story from my home state. That's right, Indiana. A transgender Muslim inmate is serving 55 years for unaliving a baby, and they have filed a $150,000 lawsuit for not being allowed to wear a hijab. Now, I know you're probably thinking, what injustice, what terribleness that this poor, murderess is not allowed to practice their faith. No, not really. Me either. A transgender inmate serving 55 years for strangling an 11-month-old to death filed a civil lawsuit against the prison chaplain for allegedly prohibiting them from wearing a hijab outside their immediate bed quarters despite identifying as a Muslim woman. Autumn Corleone, or known as Jonathan C. Richardson, currently serving their sentence out in the Branchfield Correctional Facility in Indiana Department of Correction State Prison for Men, according to a lawsuit filed November 30th and obtained by Fox News Digital. A prison chaplain told this particular pile of human fecal matter that he could wear a hijab, in their little cellular area, do whatever stupid stuff, work on making your eyebrows twins, work on these little scribblings on your head. I'm sure it's hard to do, having to do backwards and with a pen, maybe think about your life choices and about how you are just the grossest human being ever. Whatever you want to do inside your own particular cell area. But no, apparently that is against this Zimzer's human rights. And they are seeking $155,000 in damages and the ability to wear a hijab wherever they go. I informed the chaplain that I wear a hijab in order to cover my head and ears for modesty purposes. Also, so people don't color within the lines of this whatever effed up adult coloring book outline I have going on in my head. The chaplain proceeded to inform Richardson that their listed religious preference is Wiccan, a pagan earth centered religion with a male god and moon goddess. Now, this is something that you generally have to disclose on your intake stuff, so seems a little convenient that you want to now wear a hijab and say that you're Muslim. But no, but he had a quick think and he was like, "I gotta come back, chaplain, your chaplainness." And he said, "Well, I am an eclectic practitioner who's a member of the Theophysical Society of America. I practice a diversity of faiths in order to custom tailor my spiritual beliefs to my spiritual needs." Sir, if none of your, eclectic spiritual beliefs kept you from putting your hands on a young child and unaliving it, then I think you maybe need to reassess where you're, buffeting and a la carting your spiritual beliefs. But far be it from me, the world's worst Christian, from giving you any advice, because it seems like you're paint by numbering your eyebrows just great. Idiot. Let's see. Richardson claims that his 14th Amendment or Equal Protection Clause was violated by the chaplain's alleged refusal to let him wear a hijab. Male Islamic practitioners are allowed to wear their kufis across the facility, and they are not restricted to their bed areas only, the complaint stated. Richardson further alleged that the chaplain violated Zimzer, or as I like to call this particular thing's, uh, douche canoes Eighth Amendment rights against cruel and unusual punishment and claimed that they were subjected to harassment and ridicule by other Muslim or prisoners. Yes, it must have only been because you could not wear a hijab and a niqab. I'm sure it was because you simply could not, wear both of those things. Sure. Sure, Jan. Quote, "He should be aware as chaplain the stigma and shame that is attributed to Islamic women when they go uncovered without a hijab." Well, yes, we understand that in an Islamic theocracy, but since you qualify as, well, neither fully Islamic, because Islam isn't really good with polytheism. I don't know if you know that big a word with your a la carte sort of, you know, mix and matching of religions, but, go ask any imam if they'd be okay with you being sort of a give and take, sort of wishy-washy Muslim woman, and I think that they're going to be a little bit kind of not so great with it, but okay. Now, the Department of Corrections and the chaplain could not be reached because, pending litigation, but in steps the ACLU because of course they do. And my state being, well, for once, semi-smart with our tax-paying money, has decided to fight against granting this particular doodad's, uh, request for a bottom surgery. So the ACLU has stepped in to say, regardless of the fact that they have unalived a small child, an 11-month-old, no, the taxpayers of Indiana must pay for this person to get their bits lobbed off. Now, far be it from me to, you know, not wish for this person to never reproduce, but yeah, no. I mean, at least the state of Indiana is like, we can waste the taxpayers' money on something they'll find at least a little bit less unpalatable, like not fixing potholes or something else stupid. Uh, an Indiana law adopted last summer prohibits the Department of Corrections using taxpayer dollars to fund reassignment surgeries for inmates. Now, this is cruel and unusual. Really? How about cruel and unusual is the fact that you took a child's life? It is not medically necessary, but the ACLU contends it is. Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita's office told Fox News Digital in a statement Monday, quote, "The ACLU already gave its this convicted murderer of an 11-month-old baby a voice when they tried to make taxpayers foot the bill for his ridiculous gender transition surgery request. Our office didn't let that happen because regular law abiding Hoosiers want to see justice served, not a killer being catered to while serving behind bars." While incarcerated and awaiting trial, corrections officer Lieutenant James Spence reportedly asked this douche canoe what they were charged with, to which the douche canoe responded murder. At that point, the other officer checked Richardson's booking sheet and advised Lieutenant Spence that Richardson was incarcerated for reckless homicide. Records state. When Lieutenant Spence relayed the information to Richardson, they stated, "Well, all I know is this is what this, devout, polytheistic, multi religious, ridiculous paint by numbers absolute self-tattooed moron and lazy-eyed MFer said, and I will let you guys go punch a wall or something. Well, all I know is I killed the little effing B word. Allegedly in Minecraft, could we just let Gen Pop Justice do its job? Now, Richardson's wife has filed for divorce and a restraining order, public records have indicated. And, um, I generally do not like the AG, but stand strong against the ACLU. If I hear that you have backed down on this, I will be the first person with bells on to, you know, be very pissed off that this particular person gets any of my tax dollars. I can't, y'all. This is a what in the Walmart, and I have ugh, just ugh, and of course, the ACLU was right there, making sure that I don't know how this is in any way a civil liberty, but okay. I mean, nope. Nope, nope. Please take a long walk off a short pier, whatever you are. Anywho, that is all for right now. Sometimes stories come up that are just a little too much spicy or not too funny or all the things for newsy news. So there you go. What in the Walmart Rapture? That about sums up this goofy looking bitch right there. And I refuse to call this whatever it is, though I do think that adding a sackcloth might help things. Maybe the hijab is for the rest of us. I could kind of see the point there. Anywho, I need to go punch a pillow, this douche canoe. Bye, guys.